Breaking news. Queen Elizabeth has just died at age 96. She's been in power for 70 years, since the end of World War II. A lot of the world has been fed a story about Queen Elizabeth. And they put her in that position to try to insulate her away from political drama and any sides. However, she is very much in control and in power. And we think that she just sits up in her little castle drinking tea and eating crumpets. Well, this isn't the case. There's much more involvement in all the Commonwealth than we understand. And I want to ask for forgiveness from anybody that's watching right now for my reaction to her death. A lot of people have been told this story of her and see her as this kind old grandma of everybody. And when you go and you look at the dark truth about what the British family has been a part of, then you would experience her death in a different way. And we shouldn't talk ill of the dead. However, I can talk about the acts that her family are involved with. And what I mean by her family is that every single president from Abraham Lincoln on has been in bloodlines with the royal family. And so this is how this works. We can't say the monarchy runs the world, but they are a part of it. And when I saw that Queen Elizabeth died, I got this intuitive and instantaneous joy and excitement. And that sounds terrible. And I even felt a bit bad because I was like, well, I think about how my grandma thought of the Queen, and she just loved the Queen. She did her hair the same way and talked about the royal family. Anytime anything happened, she was talking about it. And I felt bad for the fact that I had felt that joy in the death of the Queen. And I when I get an intuitive feeling that's so powerful that just comes from the moment, I know that it is something that is true. I'm not connected to any of that brainwashing like my grandmother was connected to around the Queen, and a lot of maybe the next generation. So I just know the dark alleyways that their family has been a part of. To me, there's been some telltale signs that things are going to happen. And I see this situation that's happened with the Queen. I believe it was a tool that they've kept in the tool shed for a while. I'm not saying that they assassinated the Queen. I'm saying that potentially she may have died a long time ago. They need to use this event as a distraction from something very large. And why I believe there's something very large coming is how many artists have canceled their shows. I'm just going to read a list of some here right now. They just all canceled their shows for all different kinds of reasons, health reasons, mental health, all sorts of different things. But it's kind of weird that they all canceled their shows all for the same time between September and October. We have The Weeknd, we have Shawn Mendes, we have Luke Combs, we have Carlos Santana, Swedish House Mafia, Foo Fighters, Mandy Moore, Weezer, Fugees, Rage Against the Machine, DaBaby, Anthrax, Oliver Slim, Bieber, and Limp Bizkit. It's kind of the same as the 1,300 CEOs that stepped down or lost their posts right before COVID. When you start to see all these things happen at once that are connected to a higher knowledge of stuff that's happening or is going to happen, in my sense, there's something that just happened in the world. Like maybe maybe a lot of people just died, or something just happened in the world that has made this happen, that we have to look the other way. It's sleight of hand, And, there was another little chill that went down my bones when I thought about Prince Charles becoming the king and having so much power put into his hands. that was a worry for me. But then the Lord told me, you have to allow the evil to show themselves as evil for the world to really believe it. And he also said his reign will not be long. Yet there likely will be some darkness he's a part of. So, there's either something that's about to happen here in the next 2 to 3 months, or there's something happening right now, or that just happened, that has caused this mass cancellation of all these artists. And in my opinion, the Queen dying right at this time, the world does work that way. Things do line up. The angels do put things together. The gods do put things together. However, when the demons start to line things up and put them together, I'm skeptical of that. So something's happening. Something's going to happen. And they're doing the old, sleight of hand. Check out what's going on over here. And I think in these times, it would be a good time to be out in nature and away from the intense energies of the city, especially around this full moon. There is some astrologers that have been talking about this full moon being an intense one for people's moods, which means that if you're in the light, this can be an intense time for downloads and for upgrading our consciousness. But it also can be a time where these people that don't understand what's going on with them are going to fall deeper into the darkness and do some dark things around these kind of full moons. So, nature is calling right now. And God is speaking. The last 2 days, the Schumann resonances have had a blackout. We've been just a complete blackout in solar flares just the last 2 days. And there's a feeling that comes from inside that this is a calm before some kind of storm. And our solar maximum is 2025. So it is a little weird that we had this complete blackout in the Schumann resonancy right during this event. And I don't know if anybody else is noticing different feelings coming up or even a pressure released, because the Schumann resonancies can be quite intense. So it's best for us to be conscious of the things that cause us agony and anxiety and pressure upon our psyches and spirit than to not know where it comes from. When things are unconscious, they'll lead you around and you'll call it fate until you make it conscious, and then you start to walk away from the demons that are guiding you. And rest in peace, Queen Elizabeth II. Even the darkest of demons have a little pin of light inside them. God made them just how they made everyone else. And if she was just a front for the darkness and wasn't privy to the knowledge of the darkness, then I forgive her, for she knew not what she was involved with. God bless you all, and much love.